Hello everybody, welcome to Fighting Crypto. So on this channel I talking about cryptocurrency and a lot of the news and everything that supports or detracts from it. I find it interesting. So today we're going to talk about Hashflow. So the methods I'm going to do this, I'm going to tell you my price prediction right at the beginning, but please stay tuned to hear all of the why, especially since this is not a coin that's been talked about much at all. I haven't been able to find too much on YouTube or Twitter X, really about it at all. It is relatively new, but that kind of makes me happy I got into it early. So buckle up. Right now, my price prediction for this right now, it's floating around the 14-cent mark. I think it's going to get to about $2.25. You want to know why? Listen up and let's go. But first, if anything that I talk about today, or hopefully the majority of it, is fun, interesting, exciting, you enjoy it, whatever, please press the subscribe button below. It really does help out the channel. That like button, and then ding the little ring thing, that's the bell, so you can get notified when more videos come out. And I encourage comments, whether you agree with me, disagree with me, let's start a fun little debate going, or if there's just things you want me to look into, if they're crypto or news, put it down below in the comment section. I promise I will get to it, hopefully in a somewhat timely manner. So, nothing I talk about today or ever is financial advice. Even if I go ahead and say this is financial advice, which I can't imagine I ever will, it's not. The only advice I give here is look into these things so you can make a decision for yourself if it's something worthwhile or not. So what the heck is Hashflow other than nothing to do with Hedera Hashbar, Hashgraph, HBAR? It just has a very similar symbol. So Hashflow, it's a DEX. It's a decentralized exchange, primarily on AVAX, the avalanche ecosystem, but it does a lot of bridging and interoperability between a lot of the other major ones, Ethereum, Binance, and Poly specifically. I didn't see too much with it on Solana yet. There's a little bit of connection, but it's not a major one. I'm okay with this. I love that it's so well connected to Avalanche. I posted this on Twitter X recently about if you look at the year chart between Hashflow and Avalanche, it's nearly identical of when they went up together and went down together, and I found that is a wonderful sign because Avalanche itself is a hedge. It's a blue chip. It's as far as we can go ahead and predict with crypto. It's not going anywhere. It's relatively reliable. So finding a smaller market cap, which this one, when I checked at it last, everything went down in the last 20 hours. When I saw it last, it was around a 60 million, which I love this as a market cap for the bull run because it's got a lot of growth. So that alone is 0.1, where I think it can hit about a 16x from now. And I feel like a lot of people say this, but I try to give very bearish estimations because I don't want to really risk my money. So 10x I think is incredibly safe on this one. Again, we'll get into more reasons why. One is, okay, so again, it's a DEX. There's a lot of them out there, but a lot of them get used, and this one's used heavily when Avalanche is used heavily. That will happen in the next couple of months, just like all the other major exchanges. This should be exciting. It's on major exchanges. I meant to say tier 1, my apologies. Yeah, that one's not worth going back and editing. So major exchanges it's on. This is a big deal. It's on Coinbase, it's on Binance, it's on Kraken, it's on KuCoin, it's on Mexi, and tons of the smaller ones. The reason why it's such a big deal is that it's available. A lot of people are on all the exchanges, but specifically the major ones, so people can find it, which means they can buy it. I don't care if it's the best coin out in the world, wonderful project's best team. If it's not on major exchanges, people aren't going to find it. You'll have a few people, and they'll just be excited for when it hops on the major exchanges, because that's when everything really rockets and explodes. This one's also backed by Coinbase. That's incredibly bullish and a huge green flag for me, because Coinbase doesn't really pick loser coins. I mean, they're very picky on which coins they add onto their platform to be able to sell. And they're going to be even pickier about ones that they financially back. So the fact that this one is backed by Coinbase already lets me know, I already knew a lot about it then. I knew that it passed their sniff test, so to speak, that they like the team, they like the project, because they're getting involved. Always a big sign. This is a newer crypto project. It came out in late 21, very early 22, so it hasn't really seen a bull run. It came out really high because it was a new crypto at the end of the bull run, and then it went down like everything else. And it's done okay right now this year, better than a lot of them. It has consolidated around that 14 cents. Got as high as, I believe it was around 55 cents earlier this year in March when everything else was up. So it is inflationary, meaning there's a lot of room for dilution, but they have set already when coins are going to come out. It's the 6th of every month. About 1.5% of the total coins can be released the 6th of every month, and it has yet to make a difference in the market cap or selling pressure, which is also a very positive sign. It might come down to not a lot of people are talking about it as of yet. So when I look into it, their team is pretty solid. It's a small team. They're mostly run by these two guys, one of which has a background in robotics and aerospace physics. I thought that was more interesting. I'll find ways to make that connect of how great it is for crypto, but it lets you know that they're very much on the technical side. And then the other main guy, Victor, he was a software engineer for Facebook and the entire Airbnb app and website system. So these guys definitely have a background in internet technology, and that's almost a requirement. It's definitely a good sign. I like where they've been, and I like to see what they're doing so far. In terms of interaction, again, there's not too many videos yet on YouTube, which lets you know it's early. By the way, if you hop on YouTube and you look for a crypto coin, all you see is things like technical analysis or like 1 or 2 price predictions of videos that are about 5 minutes long, as I check at the timer to make sure we're already past that. It usually means people don't know about it yet, so they're just popping out really quick videos to see if anyone has any interest into it. So it means we're early. When you look on social media, they're relatively active, like on Twitter, X Twitter. They post most days, so it seems to be essentially every other day. They keep up with updates. There could be a stronger community. I might jump in and try to see what I can do to help and promote this one. Risk level wise, I can't say it's not risky. Okay, it's crypto. All crypto is risky. It's a small market cap. That alone makes it a little bit riskier. I think earlier I said it was around 60 million market cap. It might be around 70. It's somewhere in that low. It's under 100 million market cap. I can check for you guys in a little bit, and I'll just correct myself in the next video when hopefully it's a little bit higher. But if it's lower, I'll DCA. So, again, I think it's a safer one for how low of a market cap it is, mostly because it does go in line right with Avalanche and it's backed by Coinbase. Those are huge factors to me. I'm not worried about being rug pulled because the owners jump out and say this is who they are, which is one of the big problems with memes, is that you never know who owns it, so you never know who has the power to strip it all away from you. So I like when they announce, this is who I am, this is what I do, they want to be known. That's always a great sign. There is several, a lot of competition, like Pangolian PNG does very similar things as this one. But that's not a big deal. There's several bridging projects. There's several tier 1s. There are several Web 3s. There are many Web 2s. They all need to work a little bit. A lot of them will get fished out after this bull run, but that's later. And again, I'm relatively convinced this one will stay, but I also don't need it to. I just needed to get my price points in the next 6 to 12 months, 6 to 18, whatever. I plan on being out in 12. At least that would be my goal. So with the bridging aspect, it is being used routinely. It's connected to over 600 million wallets last time I looked. So there's a lot of connections that's on this thing. Again, the more that it's being used, price goes up. That might be obvious to a lot of us, but there's actually the smaller factor that raises a coin's price. The bigger one's emotion. What gets people excited or scared about it, and then they end up buying or selling it off. But long term, is the company making money? And the fact that it's connected to so many wallets, it is backed by Coinbase, it stays pretty much line and level with where Avalanche goes. I think it takes a lot of the risk out, at least for me, for it being a micro cap. And I like it when it's that small of a market cap because, again, there's so much room for growth. So again, I have this as a price prediction. I'm looking around $2.25. And I do want to clarify something when it comes to price predictions. If you look at, pick any random coin, even Bitcoin, not the best example, everything else will probably be better, but pick any random coin, look at the chart, especially if you pull out to multiple years. What you're going to see is the all-time high spikes, we'll call it a candle, and then comes straight down. So many times the all-time high of a coin lasts for a couple minutes to a day or two at most, and then drops a decent percentage, and then it hangs out at a certain level. It consolidates somewhere. I will try to do my best to let you know when I'm talking about an all-time high that is the candle wick top versus the consolidated range, where it's actually can be bought and sold. This one's probably more of the candle wick, meaning I think it would probably consolidate to where people are buying and selling closer to that $1.90-ish, right into the $2 mark. So where I'm looking is, I've got in, I think my average right now is around the 14 cents, just shy of it. I'll have my numbers where I'm coming in and out. I plan on being completely out at $2. I'm not looking for things that are 50x coins. Honestly, for me, for the most part, 4 or 5x is perfectly fine. I'm confident this one's going to go a lot more, but I have this one in my portfolio for that purpose, because a lot of my other coins I do more safety nets for these smaller gains. But between the fact that it is not well known yet, which they could always come back and bite it, but there's still plenty of time and room, and people are looking for, they like low-priced coins, which this one certainly is. The fact that it's supported by big players. I don't even know if I wrote down all the other supporters. Coinbase just jumped out as that much of a big one for me. I see it moving up pretty well and pretty quick. The more Avalanche gets notoriety, and the more Avalanche and their projects work, the more this is going to raise it up as well. So whenever you think Avalanche is going to go up, as much as we can guarantee things or speculate, I would assume that Hashflow is going to go up at around the same rate, not the same price, but the same percentage gain, roughly, as the Avalanche, because it has before, it has so far. So I'll be keeping an eye on both of them, because I kind of feel like I'm invested in both. They're very much connected. So I've got no worries about where it's going to go. I'm very confident it's going to blast past the $1 mark. At least I'm betting my money on it. And I'm quite confident with my own funds it's going to go to the $2. I'll do more videos about this over time, mostly just to help push more word about it. I can go on more of the technicalities. Let me know what you guys want to know. If you're interested in Hashflow for more information, do you want to know more about the technical side of what makes it a DEX different from any of the other DEXs? Please don't ask too much on that one, because that's not going to be the most exciting or thrilling, but I'll do it if you're genuinely curious. Or the other supporters, what makes this very good? What all are they doing that's going to increase the rate even more, close to the $2? If I get an update, meaning my opinion's updated, that it's going to go less than that $2.25, or think that's going to get close to the $3 or $3.50, I'll do a whole other video on it. But let me know what you guys think. What do you want to know? Whether it's about Hashflow, HFT, if it's about any other coins. Full transparency, right now I'm only in 5? I'm in Hashflow, I am in Hedera. Everyone go ahead and boo, I'm okay with that. I love Quant. I will talk a lot about that one over time, though the price action is not going to be the best for this bull run. I'm into Render, and I've been in and out of Turbo several times. That one I've been using as a swing trade. But there's several others I'm bullish on. I've researched several others. I'm going to continue, because there's going to be another bear market. There's going to be another bull run. Projects come and go, and I want to know a little bit more about all of them. So if there's any that you want to know about, please put them down in the comments below. And again, if you found this interesting and or useful, please click the subscribe button, press the like, ring the little ding thing, and I will talk to you guys again soon.